In addition to all of these checkmates I'm showing you that grandmasters have played, I'm also going to go over a checkmate that one of my fans played. And in this position, he was white, and his opponent was about 1400, and he decided to play bishop takes h6 here. Now at first this move looks a bit dubious. It looks like that black could just take the bishop, and then what does white have? It looks like that white doesn't really have enough pieces dedicated to this attack. So it looks like that black should be able to stabilize, but in fact white is completely winning, because if black does capture the bishop, white could then sacrifice the knight, threatening checkmate. The only way to stop that is to take the knight and then bishop to e4, once again threatening checkmate on h7. And then black has to stop that by sacrificing one of his knights, so he is able to stop the checkmate, but then white could throw in h6, and suddenly there's now a checkmate threat on g7, and black cannot defend against both of the checkmate threats. His bishop and his other rook are not developed, and the queen is far away from the king side. So black could try a move like rook to f7, but just take that, try to get the queen back, and then just queen g7 checkmate. So checkmate is unstoppable if you do end up taking the bishop here on h6. Now his opponent realized that if he took the bishop he would probably lose, so instead he played f takes e5, which is a really great idea. The idea here is to allow a knight to get back to f6 to block any checkmate threats against h7, which is what white threatens next. So black is now able to get a knight back to help defend against that checkmate, and white simply grabs another pawn. And the really funny thing about this is that the king cannot take the bishop. The bishop has sacrificed itself twice, and black still cannot take the bishop. So that's what's really funny about this. If black were to take the bishop, then just check and h6, and once again we have the two threats of checkmate, a threat on h7 and a threat on g7, and black cannot defend against both of them. He could try a move like rook to g8, but then simply knight f7, and that's checkmate. So yeah, so you can't take the bishop, and that's what's really amazing about this game. Now if black were to play a move like rook to e8 just to get the rook out of the attack of the bishop, and to maybe create some space for the king to possibly run over there. It can't run over there now, but with some pieces traded off, maybe the king would have a little bit of extra space. Well, white could simply take the knight, and then play queen g6 check, and no matter where the king goes, it's checkmate. If it goes to f8, then f7 is checkmate, and if it goes the other way, then simply f7 with the knight is checkmate. So black, at this point, if black wants to try and survive for a little bit longer, he can't take the bishop again. So this would be like the third time that white would be offering his bishop, and black would be unable to capture it. If black wanted to delay the checkmate for a few more moves, he could try a move like e4, but it's just bad. Black is down a lot of material. So alright, and here the best way for black to survive the checkmate threat is simply to play the pawn to e4. He does not get checkmated, but man, he loses a lot of material. And so white can simply play h6, and this threat is very difficult to stop. The black king is exposed, the queen is trying to get back, but the bishop and the rook are not developed, and on top of that, white is up a lot of material. He's up a lot of pawns, and he's up the exchange, so black is just toast here. It's only a matter of time. Therefore, instead of all that, black just wasn't sure what to play, and so he was like, well, I'm worried about this pawn over here on h5, and so I'm just going to go ahead and take that so that way it doesn't turn into a queen. Well, unfortunately for black, that leads to checkmate in one move. So really great game played by white. Really awesome. Bishop h6 sacrifice. It's kind of hard to see because you think that white doesn't have enough pieces committed to the attack, but white has enough pieces, and black just doesn't have enough pieces that can come and help defend. So white's attack is able to just come crashing through, and it's really great insight. Bishop takes h6. So thank you for watching, and hope that you can use this in your own games.